Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the show. Got a great little show lined up for you guys with a bunch of amazing deals, and of course, you're going to see some rotating banners. Now, you guys are going to, of course, joining us on all these channels. We are multi-streaming tonight, so I want to welcome everybody for popping in and hanging out with us. It's been a great little weekend, but now we're back to the grind. Now, like I said, we got a bunch of amazing products that will actually help you guys out in times of need or just wanting to move away from the electric company. We got a little bit of something for everybody. Now, we are, of course, going to start this off with the 1000 V2. We're going to move to over like the 300s and stuff like that in between. Before I do that, I do want to reach over here and turn on a light real quick because, well, let's be honest, I forgot to turn the light on, and there we go. All right, guys, we're going to start this off with, of course, our spiel. We do have these banners rotating for you guys. You're going to first see that top one. 5% off of anything over $1,000 worth of Jackery products tonight. So use that discount code. We will be sharing that throughout the night. We then have, of course, that 1000 V2 for $499. Then we have the 2000 V2 for $1,099. Of course, then we got that beautiful, beautiful little package deal of course, the 1000 V2 and, of course, solar panels for $749. Do not sleep on these deals. That's all I'm going to say. Don't sleep on them. You don't really want to do that. Now, we're going to start it off with the 1000 V2. Kind of pre-planned for a little bit different of a show. I didn't look at this show properly, so we're going to have to move a few things. I'm just going to set some stuff aside. We're going to open up the table back here because that's where I have that 1000 V2. We're going to jump over here. We're going to move on in, and we're going to talk about that beautiful little power station right there. The 1000 V2, guys, is 1,070 watt hours of power, a LiFePO 4 cell system. Now, with this lithium cells, guys, 1,070 watt hours of power, but it is actually quite small. I mean, the weight of this is only 24 pounds. At 24 pounds, you are capable of taking this and, of course, moving it along and taking it in places that you normally wouldn't see with other stations of this category. And that's the cool part about it. Now, you're going to have 3 AC outlets on that front that are going to do 1,500 watts of pure sine wave power. Can peak at 3,000 if you guys really need to go up and above that little bit of that power range. With it, of course, you're going to have a couple of USB-C ports. You're going to have a 30-watt port and a 100-watt port. You're also going to have the USB-A 18-watt port, and I can bring you guys in a little bit closer to see those ports a little bit better. Above those ports are going to be a 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug for those of you that still use cigarette lighter style adapter pieces. This weekend, I went off to a car show for a cancer charity. We actually had one of these with us, and we used, of course, our cigarette lighter plug to add extra USB-C ports into that. And that's, of course, what you guys could do, or if you guys have air pumps or other things. On the opposite side, you're going to see, of course, that beautiful flashlight. That flashlight will do 3 different modes for you: low light, high light, and SOS patterning. Now, you have a digital display in the middle, and of course, this one is not on to be seen, but we will show you guys the digital display coming up on another product. With it, it has full app control. And what do I mean by app control? I mean, you guys can actually control this from your phone. You guys can turn the screen on. You guys can turn the flashlight on. You guys can see what AC plug and what voltage is being ran. You guys can also see what temperature that battery is running at, which is great. Charge time is going to be about 2 hours standard quick charge mode to fully charge this on a wall plug. If you guys need to, though, you guys can go inside that app on that phone, put in an emergency charge rate, and you guys can actually charge it at 1 hour. So if you guys really know that you need that charge up and going and quick, go into the app, click it on, and of course, you have that access. Now, the cool part about that is even if you guys don't have internet service to run your phones, it is a Bluetooth and a wireless connection to that device. So you guys should be totally fine of connecting up to it and running it without a problem. And that's the good part about this. Now, with it, of course, you guys, hey, Trevor, what's up, buddy? With that, you guys can run multiple devices without a problem, and you guys can do it well, ranging from space heaters to Bluetooth speakers to movie projectors to drones to even that TV behind us if you really wanted to. Now, of course, you guys could also solar charge it. If you had a couple of the 200-watt panels, it's going to be about a 2.5-hour charge rate for you. At 24 pounds, guys, this is very, very capable of being taken pretty much anywhere with that. And that's the great part about that. I like that idea that we can actually take this and just use it where we need to use it. And that's the beauty of these products, because they're going to allow us to do things that we normally couldn't do in places we can do them in. You guys can get about 10 hours of runtime on like a standard Starlink connected up to this. You saw mini Jackeries. Which ones, Trevor? I'm intrigued. I can't say that name of where you went, but I am intrigued at which ones you saw. Now, if you want to run a laptop, maybe about 14 times, guys, with that. If you want to do, let's say, electric grill, about 55 minutes, 12 hours with a heated blanket, 10,000 BTU window AC, should be able to run for about an hour with this. That's a great amount of usage times. Got flat screen, 60-watt TV, about 10 hours of runtime, 14 hours with the mini fridge, about 2 hours with the orbital sounder. If you guys really need some rice cooked, about 2.5 to 3 hours. Yeah, I figured it was the generators. I was just wondering what models you saw. I am stuffed up, guys. Sinuses are not my friends. Fortino, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to the show. Now, with that 1000 V2, guys, it is really, really amazing little product. It's going to work out well for you guys. And that, like I said, that price point of $499, you're not going to go wrong with it. And that's the best part about this. So it's a really, really great little piece at a great product price. Now let's pop over. Let's talk about the package deal up next, and we can talk about the 1000 V2 and, of course, that mini solar, or the 200-watt solar panel, not mini solar. Boy, it's going to be one of these days. One of these days. So with that, you guys can get, of course, the 1000 V2. Great option. By itself, perfect deal. But we guys have it over here, guys, in a package deal for you if you want to, with, of course, that 200-watt solar panel. It's a very large solar panel, and that's the great part about that. So you guys can get it with that, of course, at a great deal. I believe it's like $749 for that price point. At $749, it is a phenomenal product. You're going to get a fully waterproof, water-resistant solar panel. It's going to do about 200 watts of charge rate. It's got, of course, bifacial, or of course, maybe not bifacial with this one. It was the mini generator. It really depends on what mini generator you were talking about, because there are several variations of those mini power stations from Jackery. There's the 240s, there's the 240 V2s, there's the 300s, and so on, all the way up to, like, I'm going to say like the 500. So there are many options of those generators. That's kind of why I was intrigued on which one you were looking at. Oh. Hopefully my voice doesn't sound off to you guys, because it sounds off to me. Now, this power station, guys, is great by itself. Like I said, perfect, phenomenal, great product. But get it with the solar panel. If you got 2 of those solar panels, guys, you're going to have a 2.5-hour charge time with no problem keeping up and charging and not paying your electric company. Now, bifacial solar charging is definitely the way to go with some of these panels, and that's what I really like. So, great little options with the 1000 V2s, guys, for you. Now, we were talking about mini or smaller power stations, so we're going to move into that. We're going to talk about the 300. The 300 is on the table, and that's this little bad boy right here. Now, this is a 7-pound power station. At 7 pounds, you're getting, of course, 293 watt-hours of power. 293 watt-hours of power of smoking deals. Now, this is $168.99. Now, you guys are like, oh, yeah, it's got a fixed handle, which is great. It's got, of course, the 12-volt, 10-amp cigarette lighter plug on there. It's going to have 2 AC outlets. It's going to have, of course, a couple USB-A's and a USB-C and a DC plug. Hey, Justin, what's up, buddy? With the AC outlets, guys, you have 300 watts of pure sine wave power. Can peak at 500 if you really need to. Those American-style 3-prong plugs means you guys can connect up and use what you need. Now, with this, of course, you're going to have a 60-watt USB-C port that's bi-directional. It can be charged inwards and outwards. Using the DC plug on the side, you're going to be able to connect up to a wall plug. cigarette lighter plug, or solar panel. It's going to allow you to charge at 100 watts, so it's about a 3.5-hour charge time with this device. If you use the DC plug and that USB-C port together, it is a 2-hour charge time. Now, it's 7 pounds. It is quite lightweight. So much so that you guys can actually use this as a little dumbbell and work out. And the cool part about this Jackery is the fixed handle will allow for that. Now, like most Jackeries, it's got this nice high-vis orange color on the side that's going to allow for air to flow over and cool the batteries and the electronics. And that's the great idea. Like all of them as well, they got silicone pads on the bottom, and that silicone pads are great for setting on surfaces that you normally wouldn't set on. Now, with this, of course, that charge time, like I said, guys, about 3.5 hours on a wall plug. If you want to, 3.5 hours in your car, about 4.5 hours with the solar panel, or about 2 hours with dual charging styling. Now, if you want to, you guys can run a Nintendo Switch off of the 300 for about 40 hours. You guys can do about 15 DSL or 15 camera batteries or DSLR batteries. You guys can do up to about 6 drone batteries with this. Now, if you want to do a Wi-Fi modem and router, you guys could definitely do that as well. You should get over about 10 to 12 hours of runtime with this without a problem. 4 laptop charges, maybe 4.5 hours with the mini cooler, maybe 4.5 hours with your TV. You guys have the options with that, of course, on hand. And of course, you guys see that my TV just dropped out. It says media does not play. It was playing the videos. Don't know what happened. Now with this, great price point on this one. I like the price point of this, $168. At $168, you're getting a really, really great deal of a product. By itself, it's perfect. You guys have a quick charge rate, going to have a nice long run time, and all of those other variations with it on hand. And that's the beauty of the 300, because it is portable. You guys can take it anywhere. This is going to be the great option of taking it camping, hiking. Maybe you just need it around the house for quick emergencies and all of those other great ideas. This has that option for you. And it does it well. So you guys have the option of a station like this. Now, with that, of course, you guys plug in many of things. You guys can do, of course, with that on hand. We are going to attempt to, we're just going to shut the TV off, guys. I apologize. For some reason, my flash drive crashed. We had Jackery videos playing on it, but just going to ignore it. Just going to ignore it for now. 300 by itself, $168.99. Perfect package. It's going to work out well. Yes, it is one of their original pieces, but it is beautiful. If you want to, though, you guys can get the 300 with 100-watt solar panels. So this is going to be an even greater deal package. Now, you're going to get, of course, this 100-watt solar panel, this power station for $298. At $298, guys, you have, of course, a 4.5-hour charge time with that beautiful solar panel. And you're probably like, 4.5 hours? Yeah, 4.5 hours is your charge time with this package. Because it is so light, you guys could take this with you without a problem. Even grandma should be able to carry this without an issue. If you guys send your 6-year-old kid in the other room, they should be able to grab this without a problem. If you guys seen them kids manhandle fruit snacks, they can definitely manhandle this. Just saying it. All right, just go in there. So 300, guys, beautiful, beautiful package. I love the 300. 300 does well. I've used the 300 quite a bit, and we're going to show you guys the display on the 300. It's a little bit different than the others, but you guys can see it does have a display, shows battery percentage, shows voltage in and out with it. So perfect little piece, great little option. So if you guys are looking, 300 might be that one for you. Now, we showed you the 1000 V2. We're going to show you guys the big brother. And that is going to be the 2000 V2. Now, we are going to move over across the table right to that bad boy right there. And I'm going to zoom back out a little. The 2000 V2 is a great little deal that's going to be, of course, on sale tonight. You guys can get that beautiful piece at a great price point. Of course, price points are for a reason, right? Why is that not showing up? Justin, can you share the discount code for everybody, please? I'm checking one piece right now. So, Fernando, I see that it says it's $1,099 for the 2000 V2. Um, how do we get that for that at that price? Is it just using that 5% discount code? Just wondered because everything I'm looking at is slightly different. Hey, thank you, Fernando. Fernando shared it. I appreciate that. We'll share it over there as well. All right, so with the 2000 V2, guys, you're going to have a great amount of power, but like I said, app control. I'm pulling up the app, and of course, the app says I have to log in, so I'm not going to share my password with you guys just at this moment or at all. But hey, we're good. We'll log in. We'll get this, of course, going. And we're going to show you guys the flashlight come on. We're going to show you guys everything else with this. So I'm going to pop up this. Okay, yeah. That's what I was making sure because the price was showing up slightly off for me. Flashlight comes on just like that. You guys are good to go if you want to. You guys can go, of course, higher light brightness with that. You guys can also do SOS pattern if you really want to trigger some warnings. If you want to turn on that display, you guys can see that nice high vis contrast rate screen of the beautification. Now I'm going to bring you guys in a little bit closer. Let's bring you guys even in a lot closer. You guys can see on that screen, we're pulling about 3 watts of power. There's about 89% battery, and it's saying I have about 90 hours of runtime. I expect that runtime to change during the times of this. The product that I have plugged into it actually has a battery that keeps, of course, to a certain charge. When it drops, it's going to take a little bit of a charge. It's not going to always stay charging with this. If I want to, I can shut that screen back off. I do not have to have it on all the time. Now, for 2024 watt hours, or 2042 watt hours of power, you have a great product right here. Now, the weight of this one is approximately 39 pounds, though. It weighs a little bit more. It's double the battery of the 1000 V2. Let's just go there, guys. It's a lot bigger of a battery capacity. The cool part about this is built with what's called CTB, or cell to body technology. Now, cell to body technology is literally like if you went out to your local farm and they have the honeybees where they're collecting honey. Some of them farms now have those open glass plexi screens so you guys can see the cells. That's what this is going to look like with inside the actual device. It's going to be cells that are going to link up and look like those nice, beautiful little octagons, but it's going to have round circles. Those round circles are going to, of course, hold all the batteries. What that is going to do is shrink the size of this product. It's going to, of course, shrink the build time, and it's going to take less time for turnaround, which is great that they do that. Weight also and sizing. It's a great option. Charge time will be, of course, that standard 2 hours of fast charging. 2 hours you're charged, you're up and running. You don't have to worry. You got 2042 watt hours of power on a wall plug. If you want to, though, inside that app that we can actually use, we can switch it into that 1 hour charge rate. When you switch to that 1 hour charge rate, you're up and running in emergency situations, which is amazing. You're going to have that flashlight, which we showed you, a 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug, a 30 watt USB-C port, a 100 watt USB-C port, which I'm using right now, and an 18 watt USB-A port that's hidden under that plug as well. On the opposite side, you're going to have 3 AC outlets that do 2200 watts of pure sine wave power. Can peak at 4400 for those of you that need to go the little extra mile and get a little extra oomph through that plug. Now, that's cool and all, but you guys can run, let's say, a 200 watt desktop PC for about 12 hours off of this device. You can do 1150 watt window AC for a little under 2 hours on here. Now, I'm going to tell you, 1150 watt window AC can actually run a lot longer if you are not at 60 degrees of AC usage. If you guys have it set to 72, it's going to pull about 700 watts. I've actually done some testing on that, and yours may vary with that, though, on hand. If you want to do a coffee maker, about 3 hours of runtime, about 2 hours with a crock pot, or a cooking pot, or pressure cooker. You can use this as a 20 milliseconds of switchover time as a UPS, which is great. The variations of that are going to allow you to just change out. If you want to do, let's say, shop vac for 2.5 hours, go ahead and do that and use your shop vac. 8 hours with the drill if you really need to use a drill that long. Or about an hour and a half with the microwave. For those of you that have the 50-watt laptops, that's your notebooks, Chromebooks. Guys, you're going to get about 34 hours of runtime with that. 34 hours. Yeah, it's a great amount of time with this. 100-watt fridge, about 17 hours. That would be the same with, of course, like your movie projectors. Your movie projectors should be able to get about 19 hours of runtime off of this without an issue. No quirks, no quarrels about it. Now, with it, of course, you guys have handles. We talk about the handles on these stations. I'm going to back out a little bit. I'm going to flip this handle up so you guys can see it. Flips up. You guys have a great handle. You guys will see the orange mark in the middle. That's actually silicone, so you guys can grip it without worry. You know, gripping some of the plastic handles on some of the other stations out there in the world can leave marks and stuff, and you guys can get abrasions. They added silicone to this, so you don't have to worry about that. That's a great idea. Now, for that beautiful $1,099, you guys are going to have to, of course, spend that 5% discount code to get it at that price. This is an amazing little product at a great price for you guys. If you want to, though, you can get it, of course, with solar panels. You guys can get that amazing little station right there, the 2000 V2, and 2 of those 200-watt solar panels at $1,859. Now, that's a 26% savings. Now, with those 2 solar panels, you should be able to have approximately about a 2.5 hour plus charge time with that, depending on how you're charging it, where you're charging it. So, with, of course, the 400 watts of charging you're going to have between those panels, I think it's about 5 hours with just 2 panels. If you had 6 of those panels, about 2.25 hours. So, what's up, Phil? How you doing, buddy? I'm definitely over here, my man. Definitely over here. Now, $1,859 is a 26% savings, but you're not just getting the station now. You're also getting that beautiful, beautiful solar panels in a package. So the package deals are always where you want to check it out. 2000 V2, definitely where to go. Now we also have the 240 V2, which is, I believe, on the table, and you're probably looking at those two like, which one's the 240 V2? It's a good question. I'd have to turn around and stare at it a little bit, huh? Yeah, let's grab it. 240 V2 was actually in the middle, so hey, we don't have to stare too large. 240 V2, guys. 8-pound power station. Now, at an 8-pound power station, this can be taken pretty much anywhere. This is perfectly acceptable to be carried around without a problem. Throw it in your backpack. Set it up on Phil's Jeep. It's up to you how you want to do this. Now, 256 watt-hours of power in an 8-pound package right here. Now, you have a flashlight on the front that does dual brightnesses. You're going to have a 12-volt 10-amp plug. And you're going to have that nice display that we already showed you on the 2000 V2. You have an AC outlet. Hello, how are you doing? It never stops raining. Phil, it's raining in New Jersey? No way. 300 watts of pure sine wave power through the AC outlet, but can peak at 600 for you. Hey, Phil, you want to tell him to unmute? 2 USB-C ports. You have a 30-watt port and a 100-watt port. No, you don't. You have a 100-watt port bidirectional and a 15-watt USB-A. Now, above that is a 15-watt USB-A and a 15-watt USB-C. I mean, come on. You're going to have multiple points of connection with this. You're going to have the 3-prong wall plug. That's going to allow you to have this charged in under 2 hours without a problem. Under 2 hours, fully charged, good to go, and you're up and running on the wall plug. You guys can actually change the way you do that, though. You guys can do it, of course, through the AC, the USB-C port. You guys can do it through a solar panel. I'm going to talk about that kind of. The solar panel will connect up through the dongle of the USB-C port. So that's going to be where you guys are going to be able to do that with. Your charge time will vary. 1 hour quick charge mode if you need, 2 hours, under 2 hours standard charging. If you want to use the USB-C port right there, that is, of course, going to be a 2-hour charge rate with the USB-C port. If you had a 100-watt solar panel, about 3 hours with this. Will this hold the charge for a month or so? Yes, it will hold the charge for approximately a year or so without a problem. Do I recommend allowing it to sit without usage that long? No. So I do recommend plugging this in and tendering the battery every 2.5 months or 3 months. So just make sure you tender it off every 2.5 to 3 months. It's not a problem. Yep, it should be no problem to be kept in a garage or an attic. I keep mine in storage as well. A few of them that are no longer around here. So yeah, you should have no problem with that. Heat, not so much going to be a problem. I mean, you should be technically fine. If it's over, let's say 120 degrees, you might want to be careful with that. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Phil will tell you. Now, multiple charge times, multiple variations, but what could you run off of the 240V2? You could run quite a bit with this and not have an issue at all. And that's the great part. But the 240V2 does have app control. So the app control is going to be great. But you guys will be able to do like 4 hours with the house fan. You guys could do 12 cell phone charges, 11 DSLR batteries, 2 hours with the mini fridge. Maybe you guys want to do 14 to 15 hours with a Wi-Fi router or modem with this, and you can do that. Flat screen TV, about 4 hours. 10-watt Bluetooth speaker, over 16 hours. Will the battery decrease over time if it's not charged regularly? Yes. So that's it will. It's not going to really. That's where you want to tender it. So we can kind of go into that, guys, because that's a great question, and I will go into this. If you do not recharge these systems every 2.5 to 3 months, it will deplete the first 20% of the battery a lot quicker. So you're going to get a 100% charge rate for the first 10 years at 4,000 charge cycles. So first 4,000 charge cycles, you will get 100% battery charge rate with it. After that 10 years or 4,000 charge cycles, it's going to drop down to about 70 to 80% battery capacity. It will still charge. It will still charge, but it is one of those things. Will it be okay if it gets... No. Do not get it wet. So that's another great question. And I can actually explain that for you. It has opened air on the side. So this is an opened device. If the water gets inside, it can get on the electronic components of the actual station. Now, there are carrying bags out there that can actually kind of produce a rain resistant or stop that from happening, which is great. But you do want to protect the stations from, of course, water. Now, I can tell you, like a little splash, like, just a couple little droplets of water, it's not really going to kind of hurt it. As long as you're not getting it in there and you guys let it fully dry, you could be kind of, one of those things. So, yeah, you really don't want it to get really wet. No, you don't want it to rain on them. I mean, it's an electronic component. You have open plugs. The open plugs can actually get some corrosion on it. Just like the open sides have opening air capacity to get into where all the electronic components are. And if it gets in there, just like if you guys threw water on your laptop, your PlayStations, your TVs and stuff, you can see where I'm going with that. So that's the thing with it. Would it short circuit? Now, that's kind of out of my wheel range. I've never tested water on this. I know what electronics can do with water, so that's kind of where I'm at with this. Now, their solar panels that they do make are fully waterproof, water resistant. You guys can leave those out in the rain. They have a nice long, of course, a long cable that will allow you to connect it up. That will keep you guys out of this. Now, I've had slight, like I said, droplets dropped on it. It's one of them things. Yes. Not everybody's going to be able to keep this 100% dry, but as long as you're not throwing this in a mud puddle, you're not taking it through like a small trickle of rain, you can kind of be okay. Yeah, no problem. There's a lot of stations out there, and I'm pretty much they're all about the same. They are not going to be like 100% waterproof. Oh yeah, it does have short circuit protection. It's got overcharge protections. It's got an intelligent battery management system, and everything else in between. So you do have a lot of protections built into this. At the price point of $249, it is a phenomenal product. And that's great with it. Or you guys can get this with, of course, the Mini 40 solar panel for about $349. At $349, you're going to have an 11-pound package. 11 pounds means you guys can take this pretty much wherever you want to and use it on the go. This would be a great bug out bag. This would be a great gift for, the fathers out there or even the mothers. It'd be an awesome gift for those kids going off to college. Your kids going off to college for 2 to 4 years. You're worried about them not having power. This will actually allow them to be able to charge their cell phones or their laptops in times of need to contact you to let you know that they're okay. This would be a great deal. $349 would be that package deal. Like I said, the solar panels are fully waterproof, water resistant for harsh and wet weather, and are not going to get damaged. This thing is an amazing little piece right here. Magnetic clasp, pop it open, and you guys have a nice size little panel. Perfect for, of course, hiking, camping, and all of those other usages. Bear with me, guys. For some reason, I am losing power on my phone. Not sure why that is, but hey, I actually need this. All right, guys, bear with me 1 second. My phone is not taking a charge. I may lose the carousel, so I want to swap phones real quick. So if you guys give me 1 hot second, we'll be up and running without a problem. All right, back up and running. We are good to go. Sometimes things happen. All right, now we're going to show you guys another great little power station. This is going to be the 300 Plus. Now, the 300 Plus is another mighty power station in its own size comparison. Now, this is that 300 Plus power station. The 300 Plus is going to be able to fully charge it in under an hour and a half. So, under an hour and a half, you're going to have 288 watt hours of power in an 8-pound package. 8 pounds is all this weighs. It's going to have, of course, that 3-prong AC outlet that does 300 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 600. You're going to have the 100-watt USB-C bi-directional port. You're going to have, of course, the beautiful 15-watt USB-A port. And you're going to have that beautiful 15-watt USB-C port as well, 12-volt 10-amp plug, and, of course, digital display. Flashlight, beautiful. Handle to be able to carry it around if you truly need. Your charge time is well done with this, but it's going to allow you to do, let's say, 5 drone batteries, 13 cell phone batteries, 3 laptop charges, or if you want to, 4.5 hours with that fan. You guys could probably do about 4.5 hours with that TV if you wanted to. That quit on us a little bit ago. But this is a great option. The 300 is an amazing little piece. It's like $284, great price point. But if you want to, again, package deal with this one, with the Mini 40 solar panel, this is going to be $319. At $319, you guys, you have the Mini 40 and you have the 300 Plus. This is a great deal and a great option for you. Now, you guys can also get the 300 Plus with the 100-watt solar panel for $499. That's going to give you guys a nice, quicker charge rate. Your charge rate on that one's going to be about 4.5 hours with the 100-watt panel, 7.5 hours with the 40-watt panel, about a little under an hour and a half on the wall plug, and, of course, 2.5 to 3 hours with that beautiful USB-C port. So a bunch of different variations and a wide variety with that 300 Plus. The 500, though, is a step up in, of course, size. It's also a step up in power. So the 500 is one of their original pieces. Now we're going to go back to the table, and you guys can see it right there in the corner. we're going to bring you guys in a little bit closer with this. So that is the Jackery Explorer 500. Now the Jackery Explorer 500 is $427 tonight, normally a $500 price tag. But you're going to get 518 watt hours of power in a 13-pound package. 13 pounds is what that's going to weigh. 13 pounds, guys. At 13 pounds, that is a nice package that can be carried pretty much wherever you want. You have an AC outlet on the front that's going to do 500 watts of pure sine wave power. Can peak at 1,000. So if you guys need to jump up in power to go to something a little bit over that pure sine wave, go ahead and do so. It allows it to that. You have 3 USB-A ports, 5 volt, 2.4 amps. You're also going to have 4 DC plugs. Now, one's a 12 volt 10 amp plug, and then you have 2 6.2 millimeter plugs, and of course the 8 millimeter input port. With it, charge time is going to be about 5.5 hours on a wall plug, 5.5 hours in your car, or 7.5 hours with a 100 watt solar panel will be your charge time with that. It's about 12 inches long, 8 inches deep, about 9.5 inches tall, which is actually kind of cool. 13 pounds, guys, it is definitely carryable. You should be able to run a flat screen TV on this for about 7 hours. 4 hours with the heated blanket, 30 hours with the laptop. You guys could do, let's say, 9 hours with the mini cooler, or 8 hours with the air pump or water pump. Now, those air pumps or water pumps are going to be like a 30 watt charge for those ones. Now, it's a great little option by itself at $427, which is it's a good deal. But get it with, of course, the 100 watt solar panel for $670. You're going to get that beautiful little piece with the flashlight on the side that I didn't show you guys, but there is a flashlight. And that 100 watt bi-directional panel for $670. Normally $800 price point. So you're going to have great options with the great product. Now we are moving up into the larger stations. With that, I'm going to take 1 second, take a sip of water, everybody. While I'm doing that, I'm also going to share the discount code for everybody. So I want everybody to have this. We do have a discount code. Now we're going to move over to the 3000 Pro system. So what that means is I'm going to move up to the table. Now that table has some very large power stations for you guys to look at. You're going to notice that 2 of these power stations are pretty much identical in looks. Yes, looks. They're identical in looks, but one doesn't have an option of extra batteries. So we're going to move over here, and you guys are going to see that that is that bad boy right there. This is the 3000 Pro. Now the 3000 Pro is coming in at $2,284 before that 5% discount code that you guys can actually use. Use that discount code, save some money. You're going to have a 64-pound power station that's about 18.5 to 19 inches wide, about 14 inches deep, about 15 inches tall, and it does have a handle. With it, you're going to get 3,024 watt hours of power in this package. Now, with that being said, it's got 2 large 3-inch wheels, and it looks like a suitcase. It's going to have 2 orange handles and an aluminum handle that folds up and hides inside itself. That telescopic handle is great because it actually tips and leverages the system perfectly so you guys can roll it around with least resistance. And that really low resistance of rolling is an amazing piece that they've added to this. On the front, if we zoom in, you're going to notice that there are 5 AC outlets. 3 are your standard 3-prong AC outlets. You're going to have, of course, that 4th and that NEMA style plug. They all do 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 6,000 if you truly need. 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug is hidden behind that the cover. The larger display is still going to allow you to see, of course, everything. Full app control if you need that app control. 2 USB-C ports that do 100 watts max charging through those ports. It's also going to have 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts max through the ports. Now, your charge time on this will be about 2.5 hours on a wall plug. 2.5 hours to have over 3,024 watt hours of power is a very decently quick charge time. If you want to charge it without having a wall plug, add 6 of the 200-watt solar panels and fully charge it in 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours at a nice little rate of charging for those of you that need to charge it there. Now, what could you run off this? You guys can run a lot off of this station, ranging from 35 hours with a 60-watt TV to 3 hours with 1150-watt window AC, 5 hours with your 520-watt refrigerator. Because it does 6,000 watts of charge rate, you guys could even run a MIG welder for about an hour off of this device. You could do 6 hours with an angle grinder, 32 hours with the water pump. You guys could do about 3 hours with the lawnmower. You could even do 101 cell phone charges if you truly needed to. 21 hours of movie night madness out back in this beautiful summer days that are coming. Now, 220 hours with, of course, a 3-watt to 5-watt light bulb, and you guys could even do 2.25 hours with a microwave. For those of you needing a system of this magnitude, the 3000 Pro might be your option. At $2,284, it's normally $2,500. Hey, it's a great savings of 9%. Take that 5% extra that we have waiting for you guys and save yourself a few more dollars. But always, like I say, guys, get it as a package deal. Don't just get it as a system. And no, I'm not just pushing you guys to do this. Definitely worth the option of getting it as a package deal. Because then you don't have to worry about solar panels. You don't have to worry about, oh, my power at home won't allow me to charge it. Solar panels will. The package deal is going to be the 3000 Pro and 2 of those 200-watt solar panels for $3,700. It's an 8% savings. It's normally $39.99, I think it is. But you guys can also use that 5% code that I shared, guys, and get an extra 5% off of that. So great little ideas if you need to, the 3000 Pro or 3000 Pro with solar panels at a phenomenal, phenomenal price point. Now we're going to move into their largest system. And what that means is I'm going to change, of course, camera angles. This is that large system. This is the 5000 Plus. Now the 5000 Plus is their largest system to date. This system is amazingly well done for you guys. This is meant for the whole home backup or, of course, home off the grid living. Now with it, we're going to zoom on in a little bit closer for you guys so you guys can actually see this front panel. You're going to have those 2 USB-C ports. Now those 2 USB-C ports, guys, are actually very well done, and they're going to allow you to do, of course, 100 watts of charge rate through it. You're going to have 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts max charging rate as well. You have the 12-volt 10-amp plug and that large display. All of these are all individually switched for you. Now the cool part about it is you guys can see the 4 AC outlets. These 4 AC outlets are going to do 7,200 watts of sine wave power through the ports. That means you guys can plug some of the largest devices that you own into this, ranging from your stove, your fridges, your microwaves, your vacuums, your hair dryers, even if you want to, guys, washing machines. This will allow for that. Now, it can charge in 4 different ways, which is great. It's got some more hidden devices to this. The one thing I will warn you guys, it is 132 pounds of weight. 132 pounds of weight it's definitely up there in the range of, hey, watch out, my back can get hurt. Cool part is if you guys see this handle, it allows for you to tip it and roll it just like that. That's the cool part. Also has an orange handle right here with that on hand. It has this AC expansion port. This expansion port is going to allow you to connect it up to an STS or Smart Transfer Station. The STS that they created and actually offer out there is going to allow you to connect it up to your home power grid, which is great. You're going to have, of course, this NEMA plug, 14-30 and a NEMA 14-50. These are dual voltage style plugs, 120 and 240 volt plugging with this. Now, I do apologize for, of course, the camera looking a little dark tonight. Some of my lighting is not perfect with this show. Now, this is not all that this device offers, and that's the cool part about this. So what it also offers is the opposite side. When we roll it around, and of course roll it across my toe and not screen, we have this panel. This panel I'm going to pop off down here. This panel offers a cool little switch. If I switch that switch, it's going to go into what's called high power solar array charging. When I switch it back, it can go into low power solar array charging. Low power is going to be, of course, the 80/20 adapter plugs. High power is going to be these beautiful Molac style connectors. You're going to have a wall plug 3-prong down below and a AC or DC expansion port. The DC expansion port is going to be for your beautiful battery packs, and this can actually add or have battery packs to it. Now, your charge time will vary depending on how you guys have this plugged in. So here we go with this. And I'm going to move the camera. Whoa, that camera went way quicker, didn't it? Your charge times will vary. If you are using low power solar array at 1200 watts, that's like 2 of the 500 watt panels and a 200 watt panel. It's going to take 5 hours to charge this device. If you use high power solar array, it can actually charge at 4,000 watts. At 4,000 watts, that's going to be an under 2-hour charge time for over 5,040 watt hours of power. 5,040 watt hours of power. That's a lot of power for under 2 hours of charge time. Now, you guys could also do the STS or Smart Transfer Station switch. That is an under 2-hour charge time at 4,000 watts over your electric grid. If you use the wall plug, your standard 3-prong wall plug, that's going to be a 3.5-hour charge time with this device. Now, it has full smart app features, and the smart app features are going to allow you to, of course, monitor real-time generation and performance and consumption. It's going to allow you to, of course, see and track your solar charging speeds at best times of the day. It's also going to allow you to, of course, do the sustainable solar charging mode and optimize the schedule fit to your needs. Now, optimizing that schedule just literally means, guys, you can actually set it up to charge off the wall plug during times that are lower charge rates for you. Now, if you want to, though, you guys could run quite a bit off of this. Let's say a 60-watt TV for over 2 days on this device by itself. 3 hours with your house dryer drying laundry. 2 hours with the central AC. You guys could also do, let's say, 4.5 hours with a window AC if you guys needed to. And that's the great options with this. So you guys can definitely do what you need when you need with this option on hand. And that's the great idea with this. Now, there's more to this, and I actually was stating it. You guys can add batteries, so you guys can have up to 5 batteries with this system. When you add 5 batteries, guys, you can have, of course, 30 kilowatts of power. 30 kilowatts of power should allow you to run your home for at least 7 days alone. If you want to, though, link it up with the second 5,000 plus system, add 10 batteries, and have 60 kilowatts of power. 60 kilowatts of power should allow you to run for at least 14 to 15 days with most of your standard devices. If you're trying to use your window or your central AC that whole time, make sure you have enough input charge coming into it that's going to allow you to run that without a problem. Now, your price point on this device is, I believe, approximately, I think it's $4,300 with this. Use, of course, that discount code. Save yourself a few bucks. If you want to, though, you guys can get the 5,000 plus and, of course, two of the, not two. You can get the 5,000 plus and one 500 watt solar panel for $5,200. Now, at $5,200, that is a great deal. It's a phenomenal product. You guys can also, of course, save some money, and you guys can, of course, get it a little cheaper if you need to. Use that 5% discount code and, of course, save it. Great options, guys. If you need something like that, definitely check it out. The 5,000 plus is your whole home fun to be had. What's up, Sheila? How are you doing? How is Sheila doing tonight, huh? What is Sheila up to? All right, guys, we are going into, of course, our last station of the night. This is going to be the 2000 plus. The 2000 plus is a beautiful little piece. It is on the table back here. Now, that is, of course, going to be that bad boy right there. 2,042 watt hours of power in a 63-pound package. But at 63 pounds, guys, you're getting quite a bit of a package deal. Now, this package deal is going to come with this station and 2 of their 200-watt solar panels. For $1,900, that's a 42% savings. This deal ends in, I believe, I'm going to say 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So if you guys want it, check it out now. Now, you're going to get 5 AC outlets that do 3,000 watts of pure sound wave power, can peak at 6,000 if you need to. You're going to have 2 USB-C ports, 2 USB-A ports. The USB-C ports are 100-watt ports. The USB-A ports are 18-watt ports. 12-volt 10-amp plug, and, of course, those 2 beautiful 200-watt panels. Your charge time on this device is going to be 2 hours on a wall plug. That's right, 2 hours on a wall plug, 25 hours in the cigarette car lighter in your car. 2 hours with 6 of those 200-watt panels. You get 2 of those in this deal, get 4 more, and you guys have a 2-hour charge rate with this. What could you run with this? You guys could run that 1150-watt window AC for approximately 2 hours. You guys could do about 12 hours with the 200-watt desktop PC, 150 hours with the CPAP machine. You guys could do 3.25 hours with the 520-watt refrigerator. You guys could do a half hour with a welder if you want to plug a MIG welder into this. And you can do it well. But hey, if you want to, though, I'm going to always tell you guys, get the package deal. Get the 4,000 kit. Now, the 4,000 kit is going to be a $3,000 price tag. You heard me correctly. $3,000 price tag. Normally, it's a $5,000 price tag. It's going to come with the system you see there, the battery sitting above it, and those 2 solar panels. By adding a battery, you just doubled your runtime. You now have 4,085 watt hours of power. Cool part about it is Jackery designed this system to allow for 6 solar panels on the station and 6 solar panels on the battery. So 2 hours is going to be your charge time if you have all of those panels. Here where it gets great. You guys can actually add up to 5 batteries to this. When you add 5 batteries, guys, that's over 12 kilowatts of power. 12 kilowatts of power is a great amount of power that should be able to run most of your home without a problem. Jackery also designed this device to run in parallel with the second 2000 plus system. And when you do that parallel running, you guys can actually add 10 batteries and have 24 kilowatts of power. By itself, this package deal is beautiful. I use it quite a bit. We've ran this device to run the ACs through streams. We actually ran it to run a whole stream with my computers, my monitors, and all of the camera gear, which is amazing. The 2000 plus kit, guys, is a great product. It's a beautiful. If you guys need that 4000 kit, I'm going to say get the kit. I will always tell you guys to get the kit. And don't forget that 5% discount code we have for you. With that being said, we're in our realm of all of the solar panels that they offer. We're going to start off with the 100-watt solar panel. Now, the 100-watt solar panel tonight, guys, is going to be the 100-watt bifacial Jackery Explorer. Now, this is a $299 solar panel, but it is definitely worth its price. Now, you're going to have kickstands built in, elastic straps that's going to allow you to tip it at a 25-degree angle, and it's going to allow for charging through 2 different sides. You have, of course, riveted on fabric handles and riveted on snap rings that allow you to keep it closed when carrying it around. You have 2 kickstands on this device that's going to allow you to set it up. Now, the blue side that you guys are seeing here is the reflective side. This is going to get the reflective light off of the ground with that charge rate. Now, this is an IP68 rating, so fully waterproof, water resistant, but it, of course, is made from monocrystalline solar cells. And when you guys pop it out here, you guys are going to see it is a long panel. It's so much so that it's reaching all the way back to the 2000 plus station with that. Now, this black side, of course, is going to get most of your charge rate for this. Now, this is going to do about 25% efficiency in converting light to power when using both sides of charging. If not, you're going to get about 23.5 to maybe 24% charge rate with this. It's going to do 100 watts of charging at 18 volts. This is compatible with, like, let's say the 100 plus, the 240s, 300s, 500s, 1000s, the 1500s. Technically, you guys can use them on all of the larger stations as well. You don't have to worry about it. This is a great little deal, nicely set up, and can be carried around with you. At $299, this is an amazing bifacial solar panel that will work well for pretty much all of you. Now, we've mentioned the 100, but we've also mentioned the 200 multiple times during this show. So we're going to pop over here. We're going to show you guys the 200 watt solar panel in action outside. Now, this is their large 200 watt panel. Now, it is coming in at $700. At $700, you're getting an amazing piece. IP68 rating, fully waterproof, water resistant, can be left out in the snow, can be left out in the rain, and dirt. If you have dust storms, wash it off the hose. Don't worry about it. It's got an ETFE laminated case, ETFE laminated handle. It's got, of course, 3 kickstands, and it is a trifold design. It should take you about 30 seconds to fully set it up or less. It is a quad panel, so you have 4, of course, of those beautiful panels to get that beautiful light with it. Built into this device is what's called a sunlight angle indicator. That sunlight angle indicator is going to allow you to angle it and indicate it at a 25-degree angle, which means you guys are going to be able to charge at the optimal charge rate when you need to. Comes with the 10-foot cable. The 10-foot cable is going to have an 8020 plug and a 7909 adapter on the end. That's going to allow you to connect it up to most of these stations without a problem. Pretty much most of that cabling is going to be used through the 8020 for a lot of you. Now, the 8020 adapter is there, but they do have that. I mean, it's an in general cable, right? This is a phenomenal, phenomenal panel. At $700, guys, you're getting a very large and beautiful panel that's going to work well with pretty much most of their stations, from the 1000 V2s all the way up to, of course, that 5000 plus. So that is where you guys are at with this bad boy, but if you guys need, definitely check that out. Now, we also have the Mini 40 solar panel. The Mini 40 solar panel is going to be their smallest solar panel, but it's also, of course, the smallest price tag. This is an $80 solar panel. At $80, you're getting a fully waterproof, water-resistant solar panel that can be taken anywhere. This is only 2.5 pounds. At 2.5 pounds, guys, it is very lightweight. Better part is it's only 12 inches tall, 10 inches wide by ½ inch thick. Now, with that being said, also, you guys can fit this in your backpack. It is the size of a 3-ring binder. It actually weighs less than my 3-ring binder, so we're good there. Magnetic clasp, built-in press rings to tie it down. But when you pop it open, guys, you got this nice, long, large solar panel. This is going to work well for the 100 plus, the 240s, the 300s of those magnitudes. Now, yes, you guys could use this on the 500, but it's going to take forever to charge. You guys could use it on the 600 plus. If you guys have their old 700 plus, you guys can do with that as well. This is a beautiful panel. This is perfectly placed, can be taken pretty much wherever you need to. The Mini 40 is a great option. Guys, this is beautiful. With that being said, we are now at their modular panel. This is called the 100 Prime. The 100 Prime is going to come with mounting hardware. The mounting hardware for this one is meant for a reason. It's got 4 Z brackets. These Z brackets are literally shaped like a Z, and it's going to have pre-drilled holes so you guys can mount it to the roof of your house, your sheds, your garages, your RVs, your makeshift motorhomes, or even your Volkswagen conversion buses, right? It's going to allow you to do that. This is their only glass panel. This is what's called a tempered glass panel. Now, this tempered glass panel is going to be coming in at approximately, if I can remember right, it's going to be about $194 for this. Now, MC4 connector. It's going to have 25% efficiency because it's a bifacial charging. It is, of course, a full glass piece, and it does not fold up and cannot be put away in folding position. Be careful with it so you don't break it. Metal housing all the way around it, so you guys have metal housing. On the back of the metal housing, you guys are going to have pre-drilled holes, so you guys can mount it or make brackets or hang it off or however you want. If you do this properly and you set it at a 25-degree angle, you're going to get a 25% efficiency in converting light to power, even in low light settings. And optimal settings, you're going to get 100% conversion rate with this. IP68 rating can be left out in those, of course, Arizona heats, all the way up to like minus 40 degrees up to over 100 degrees temperature with this. Now, blue side is the reflective side. Black side, of course, is the opposite side. Has a permanently connected 10-foot cable. That 10-foot cable has an Anderson clip on the end. That's your MC4 clip. It's also got the 8020 adapter plug down to 7909 if you need to, and it connects onto that. This is perfect for pretty much most of their stations without a problem. Guys, pair this up with multiple of these, and you have a nice large solar array that's going to do well for everything. Just be careful because it's glass, and I'm surprised I have yet to break it personally with as much manhandling I've done. Now, we have one panel left tonight, guys, and that is going to be the 500X. Now, the 500X, we're going to bounce over here, and we're going to show you guys two different videos for this. We're going to show you guys it inside my house in action, but this is, of course, that beautiful 500X solar panel. This is a $949 solar panel. It's 5% off right now. Now, it is a large solar panel made from 6 85-watt panels that need to be connected together. Inside the package, you're going to get, of course, the solar panels, 6 of those, one solar charging cable that links up together, a storage bag, 10 hinges, 8 ground stakes, 40 screws, 2 Anderson plugs, and a user manual that's going to walk you guys through it. You guys can use it as separate 85-watt panels if you want, or you guys can use it as a full piece. Now, it is 98 inches long when fully connected together and accordioned out at a 25-degree angle. Now, with that being said, you guys can also, of course, leave it flat. Now, 25-degree angles, the way it sets at an accordion, you guys can see right there. That means it's going to get bifacial charging. It's going to get the reflective charging. It's going to get everything you need with this. When folded up and put away in the case, it's about 39 inches long by 20 inches wide by about 4 inches thick. When set out here like this in an accordion, it's about 12 inches by about 39 inches by 98 inches long. It is a long panel, but still fully waterproof, water resistant. This is going to work perfectly well with like the 5000 plus station. It will work with the 1000 V2, the 2000 V2, all the way up to the 2000 pluses and so on. That is their largest panel to date, guys. That is a beautiful little piece at $949. Now remember, we do have that 5% discount code, guys, limited time with that code, so use it while you can right about now if you need to. Now these deals are going to fly off the shelves, so make sure that if you guys need them, put them in your cart and grab them. With that, I want to thank everybody for being here. Phil, it's been much fun. I appreciate it. Trevor, thank you again as well. Sheila, thank you. And Fernando, thank you for helping out as always, guys. With that, we'll be back again with another stream. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. We'll see you on the next. Have a good evening, everybody.